And then as soon as you hit it, tell us how that shot applies to B2B marketing.
Lost the mark, that's how it's done.
Hey, I'm Logan. Today, Bogeys and B2B, we got Jonathan Gandolf, who's the VP of Ops at OpenDate, and a much better golfer than me. And we're talking about AI, of course, talking about a lot of cool stuff on the golf course.
Oh, pure. This game's easy.
Cut the first one.
Cut the first one. What first one?
What first?
Spent most of my career in B2B SaaS. Started a brewery accidentally once upon a time. But most recently, I had co-founded a MarTech company. So I was co-founder CEO there for 5 years. We sold it in the summer to competitor, adjacent player in the space. And some of the team went with it. I chose not to. And I'm now leading ops and marketing at OpenDate, which we sell software to live music and live entertainment. So like zoos, attractions, museums, and performing arts.
My uninformed thought about what your business does is it's like a Toast.
A little bit. So we actually integrate with Toast.
Okay.
But yeah, so we help venues kind of run their business. So it started.
It's like all in one for venues.
Yeah. So Eric Tobias, who co-founder CEO of OpenDate, he owns and operates a venue management group called 45. And when they bought the Vogue, they're like, "Oh, how do you guys run this business?" And there was literally the guy operating was like, "Come downstairs," and there was a wall of clipboards like nailed to the wall, and that's how they were operating. Eric comes from the software world, knowing what he knows. He's like, "Oh, I'll just build software," and it wasn't meant to be a business, but he got
to help the Vogue.
Yeah, it was just to help the Vogue.
Wow.
But then he talked to more people, and he realized that there's a real need for it, and it kind of got pulled into the market.
Let's see how this goes here. Not what we were looking for.
Dry though.
Okay, so you are running marketing still.
Yeah, so it kind of naturally happened. So, you know, I joined, and the goal was like ops, but that just kind of means fight fires. And you know, they had a fractional marketer that she was doing good work, but it's just impossible to stay like really in the heartbeat of the business. And so I kind of just naturally, I was like, oh, I can help close some gaps there. So ended up still kind of leading marketing. We've got a small marketing team. And then also, you know, I think the ops part of the job is whatever random projects come up that need attention that like fall out of outside of anybody else's job description.
Yeah.
End up on my plate, which I love. I love that type of like, here's a problem, can you figure it out?
Yeah, which makes sense as CEO. It's kind of.
Yeah, and I think having that founder CEO experience is like so valuable. And
yeah.
I probably didn't even like appreciate how valuable that was until being in this role. I mean, like, oh yeah, like I've seen that before. There's some pattern recognition.
Yeah.
Sit
down.
All right, not bad from there.
All right. Good shot.
It's a pretty good putt. Pretty good putt.
Nice.
Hey.
Good putt.
Oof.
Okay.
We're off and running.
First hole behind us.
Oh, get lucky.
I'd say that
Got away with it.
worked out pretty well.
Oh. Oh yeah. Get over it. Oh.
So that was something I was gonna ask you about, is like doing marketing, then founding, CEOing, now operations, but also it sounds like marketing again. Like, I guess the question is, what's the like,
Look at all those turtles.
oh my gosh, cool. What's the major through line through all of those things?
I think it's like, I've always been attracted to like problem solving. And I think like, even when I was doing marketing, every marketing role I moved into was a new role because they felt like it was a problem in the business.
Yeah.
And then, you know, CEO is the ultimate like problem solving.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, like, it is being CEO and founder for 5 years and then going into a role where you're, again, just like not an individual contributor, but
The whole
owning
thing
a
is
role.
not on
Yeah,
your
it's
shoulders.
like it was a much bigger adjustment than I anticipated. But once I got adjusted, I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of really nice to just be
Yeah.
like executing at something again. Where like when you're founder CEO, it's like even when things are good, there's always something that like needs fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's been a really refreshing opportunity, and the business is growing, and it's an awesome team. Industry's fun, so
Yeah, that's
it's been
cool.
great.
That's cool. Nope. Nope. Let's try again. Literally covered in mud.
Good chip.
That's a little bit better. And I don't want people to think they have to be good.
Left it short.
Dang. See if a ball covered in mud will roll straight.
Oh yeah, never doubt, right in the heart. You know, I've spent time in my career as a product marketer, and I think, you know, it used to be is kind of you can plan the launch, you can plan all the assets, the go-to-market strategy for it, and then you're waiting on the product to be done. And at OpenDate, our engineering team has adopted AI like extremely well, and they are churning out so much product so fast that now I feel like I'm the bottleneck of actually making sense of it all to get it to market, you know? And I think it's like, not that I'm slow, although, you know, I've got my own AI workflow, so I'm keeping up, but it's kind of like we're pushing so much into the market.
Always more.
And how do we make sure that it's not overwhelming to the customer, you know, and they're actually adopting the product? And so like, you know, so it's kind of twofold. It's one, the actual like execution of it all is just, there's a lot more of it. And then two, I think the trickle down effect of that is how does the customer or prospect react to all of that so that it doesn't just become white noise?
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting shift for product marketers that
Yeah.
I'm interested to learn from other smart people on.
And like how, I mean, one of the things is like the classic way to take products to market is like tiers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
And it's like, are we shipping a bunch of tier 2 stuff now? Like, is the stuff they're building like actually awesome?
Just,
you know?
just because we can build it doesn't
Yeah.
mean we should.
Or I guess more what I'm asking too is like, because I'd say back in the day, maybe pre-AI, like people would ship a lot of stuff maybe, but it'd be like a bug fix of this.
Yep.
And then some product marketers are like, I gotta tell everybody about everything.
Yeah.
But now, are they shipping stuff that's like, this is actually worth telling people about? Like, it's actually pretty good.
So I do tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 on all of our releases, and you know, the tier 1 stuff, I still know what's happening and, you know, have a pretty good sense. It's happening faster, but it's like tier 3 stuff will bubble up on a Tuesday and be pushed on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, like, so we need to take it to market, but like there's no planning for that, right? And like I'm kind of reacting, but how do I make it feel like to the customer and the prospects that we're not in
We
this?
actually know.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
And it's I mean, the AI, like, it is so cool because, you know, and if a customer asks for something, like, there's like it's like, well, what do we even say no to anymore? Yeah. And so we're not saying no to a lot, but it's yeah, there's just like, it's a whole new world that I think we're all adjusting to that. I also feel very fortunate. I was talking to somebody we were interviewing yesterday. I feel very fortunate to be at the size business and the like stage business that we are, because we get to experiment with all the AI tools. Like one of my best friends, he works at a very big company, rhymes with male force. But he's, you know, they're using AI, but like personally, a lot of it's locked down for security reasons.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to tinker with it. Where we're a big enough company where we're not just creating like AI vaporware, but we're small enough where like we've all been encouraged to play around with the technology and tinker and experiment, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I just feel very like fortunate to be able to be encouraged to do it and
Yeah.
learn about it and make mistakes.
It feels like your industry too, like, it's not like the bar's lower, but they're not, your customers aren't building stuff with AI.
No,
as
so
much,
if you
know?
look at the AI stuff we release, it doesn't say AI. Like it's all
Yeah.
called something different, or we talk about like automation and
Yeah,
efficiency, like because some of them are not only slower adopters, but some of them are pretty
Kind of anti.
very explicitly.
Yeah.
So but they'll tell us they hate AI, but boy, if we can help them do something faster, they love whatever that is. It's
okay. Par 5.
Are you just going at those trees out there?
Yeah, it's pretty much just straight away.
Alrighty. Oh, a little quick.
Okay.
Hope that's in play.
Safe.
Is that safe?
Definitely.
All right. All right, not our best cart golf.
No,
but
definitely not.
we're both in play.
Yep. We'll find them. It's weird that it's lost because I feel like it was not that far left.
That's all right.
But I'd say just drop one for free for the sake of
Yep.
not having to look. You are content guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause your business was all about.
Yeah. We were
Content.
content marketing. Yep.
I mean, I want to hear anything about that, but my question for you was like, obviously it's changing a lot.
Yep.
With all the AI content
Yep.
and stuff, but like, what do you feel like people are? What are the mistakes people are making, or like, what are you saying that it just like they're missing the point or something?
Yeah.
Because there's so much more of it.
Yeah. I think it's exactly that, and it's maybe cliche advice, but like again, just because you can produce a lot of content doesn't mean you should. We had really interesting data. So the company that I was at, The Juice that you referenced, is a content marketing platform. So we could see how people were engaging with content. And the thing that we were always coaching our customers on is templates outperform like any other format of content by a factor of like 6x. It was like 6.2.
You mean the content that I'm putting out there for my people is is a template for them to use in their job personally. Okay.
And that content outperforms blog, video, case study, like any other content, podcast, like any other content format. That and then like benchmark reports, proprietary data.
Okay.
And I think what's interesting is like both those things are, even in the world of AI, most of those things are kind of hard to AI replicate, because a good template should be something somebody can download and like it's based on your experience and your expertise.
Yeah.
AI can kind of do that, but
I was actually gonna say I feel like AI does try to make templates.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just too generic.
I think you're exactly right. Like it's like hey, like I've personally used this. Maybe AI built it for me, but like this is how I tier my product marketing content, right? Or based off my experience, based off my position.
Yeah.
And then the proprietary data benchmarks, AI can help you write it, but your data's obviously you've got to do you've got to interview the people or do the data research.
Yeah.
And those two pieces of content always outperform. So those still take a lot of effort and energy, and I think in the world of AI, it's much easier to do a blog post, right, or a case study, or a whatever it may be. But again, just because it's easy doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Whew.
Great shot, dude.
Scared it.
That was awesome. That is not the direction of the hole, Logan. This is a tough.
Yeah.
This is a tough spot.
Touchy chip right there.
Sit down, baby.
Hit it.
Oh no, look at that hill. Holy smokes.
There wasn't much you could do from there.
Oh no.
Go. Oh,
We needed it.
oh.
Dude.
Man, you've hit a few good putts that just missed.
Age yourself if you want to, but when did you start your career in marketing?
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate. Started my career at Exact Target in 2012. I had interns there. I didn't really know how unique of an opportunity that was going to be. So then stayed through the acquisition by Salesforce, worked at Salesforce for a year or two.
Nice.
And then had a roommate and friend who had a brother who wanted to start a brewery and didn't know how to start a business. And we were nerds and enjoyed writing a business plan. And one thing led to another, and it sounds crazy to say out loud still to this day, but I left Salesforce to start a brewery.
That is crazy, dude.
We did that for, pre-revenue to almost 10 million in annual revenue over 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
When I left, we had 3 locations. They've got 5 now. About 50 employees, but we, its claim to fame is Garage Beer, which is one of the Kelsey brothers bought Garage Beer.
Okay.
So you see them always promoting it. That started as a Braxton beer. We sold the brand to somebody who then sold the brand.
Beer?
Yeah, we sold that brand. Yeah, just that brand to the Kelsey brother, or to the CPG consultant. Basically, they sold it to the Kelsey brothers. And so that's kind of the claim to fame, but it's still growing well. I jumped back into software and led marketing and sales dev at Springbuck, which is healthcare analytics. And I absolutely loved leading sales dev as part of marketing.
Okay. You don't hear very many people say that, to be honest.
Go. Sit. I think being an SDR is like such a cheat code for a career. I mean, it's not glamorous work, but I think like anybody who does it is like so much better off.
Dude.
And I do worry about like the entry level.
Yeah.
If that experience goes away, I think you're going to end up with a lot of sellers who aren't as strong.
It's dry.
Yep, it's dry.
It's all that matters. Sit down, baby.
Oh, right at it. Oh.
Almost. Get down.
There it is. Look at that. Rolls in a bomb. Good par.
Nice. Good job.
There we go. Easy hole. Go. Be good. Look at that. It's like we know what we're doing.
Well, I'll live with it, man. That's my first par 3 not in the bunker.
Go.
Not enough, dude. Not enough at all.
Overreading everything. Snapped on you.
I would have hit it confidently on that line. Might have worked. Nice shot. Nope. Well, maybe it's safe.
It'll be all right.
All right.
Useful.
I used to think that sales enablement was a big, important part of product marketing.
Okay.
And I actually think it's better suited to, I think they should be separated.
Okay. Should sales enablement sit inside the sales org?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think, product marketing is such a, we provide the building blocks
Yeah.
for all the other departments to then go and build their houses with.
Yep.
Like, we provide the blueprints and the materials.
Yep.
And I think it gets kind of confusing when it's our job to provide that stuff and then also figure out the best way to make sure sellers understand it or something.
Yeah.
Like, we should think through the lens of the audience of our sellers, but I think it's better when somebody's just laser focused on like fitting it in. Not only how does the product work and stuff, but also like what's the sales process we follow.
Totally.
And what are the steps and should this fit in discovery or whatever? So yeah,
I like that.
I really like having now there's like a separate
Function.
insulated,
Yeah.
like they report to sales, but
Yeah.
it's like we do sales enablement, and so
I like that. Yeah, I think there's something to be said too for that. And I ask this because I've seen it and feel it sometimes. Like, no matter how good product marketing is at sales enablement, there's still some psychology to the, I think, sales people feeling like it's coming from like there's always that like
Yes.
psychology of like they're not a salesperson, and I think like embedding
Totally.
sales enablement in sales is increases the likelihood of that like full
yeah,
trust.
that is true. They're like, they don't get, like, of course it sounds perfect right now, but you're not on a call
Right,
with somebody
exactly.
grilling you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. And I think I used to think that because I came from sales,
Yeah.
and I would have said, and I still do think sales into product marketing is like an awesome
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that sales enablement was the bridge,
Yeah.
which it kind of was for me. But now I'm like, I don't think
Yeah.
the
That's a
same
good
way
answer. That's a
anymore.
great answer.
But I still think if you want to get into product marketing, starting in sales is like such
Yeah,
a good
that's
idea.
a really interesting insight too.
Was I aiming there? No.
Cover it.
Is
oh,
it
yeah.
safe? Yes.
Yes. Oh, chunked it.
I was really close to it. Go, ball.
Get up there. All right. Man, you roll it well.
Thanks.
Little aggressive. Pulled it. Gosh darn it. So we recorded a webinar yesterday. We're sending out the recording to attendees today.
What platform was the webinar on?
On Zoom.
Okay.
Not great, but so I got the recording and we posted it to our website this morning from somebody on my team. I'm going to try to have Claude take that link, build the follow-up email, send me a test send, and then have me approve it and send it while we're golfing.
So, attendees and people who registered.
Yep.
Are going to basically get like, hey, if you missed it or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And should I try it via voice?
Yes, it's even better. Well, quick, before you do that.
Yep.
What did you have to have set up? Like what?
So I'm using Claude Dispatch. So I've got Claude Cowork connected to HubSpot, everything I use basically. HubSpot, Granola, Gmail, Zoom, everything.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right. Can you take this link and build the Make More Money follow-up email in HubSpot marketing emails? Do not send it, but send me a test send for approval before we send it.
That's honestly a very simple ask, which is like, if it can do all that, that's pretty sweet. We'll have the clock going of
Yeah.
like when we started to see how long this takes as well.
Yeah, so I'll grab the webinar page content, use the Make More Money webinar skill, build this properly. Let me start.
So Make More Money was the name of that webinar.
Yeah, it's our
Or the
webinar series,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll see. I'll let it run and.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
good ball.
It is gunning for it.
Well, it's not too far left.
I lost it, but I mean, it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
What else does it have in terms of like how you like your emails to sound or whatever. Like,
Yes, so I've built all the context for our brand voice, which we use Donald Miller's story brand.
okay,
And so we've got brand voice, tone, a lot of templates in there. And so it does a pretty good job, and it's,
Yeah.
learned over time.
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm not connected to my desktop right now, so it's not going to be able to build the full email, but it's going to build the copy for me.
Okay.
I should have connected it to my desktop before I left.
Well, you can still like review it and be like,
Yep.
this is good to go for
Yep.
as soon as you get that connected.
Give me a kick right. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yes,
Gets it back.
you got it back.
Got it back.
Good shot. I want to hear another really like practical how you've used Claude
Uh-huh.
kind of thing. If you
Yeah.
have a good example. Are you mostly like? I mean, I know you're saying like you do a lot of marketing, obviously. But so I just whatever comes to mind, I'd like to hear kind of like the
Yeah, so
the nitty gritty of.
I'll give you two that kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier. Two co-work use cases that I love. One is on the product marketing front. So, prior to Claude, back in my Springbuck days, I had this product marketing launch process that I'd go through there's three factors: market uniqueness, driving sales, and competitor intelligence.
Okay.
No.
In terms of what
How-
like, tier
how
it
we would
is, or
tier it,
whatever?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then each tier, based on those three factors, each tier has its own like list of assets that we create, kind of its own go-to-market motion.
Yep.
And so I was able to drop it. I never refined that over the years, but I was able to drop that into Claude, and now our Claude Cowork's connected to Linear, which our engineering team uses for project management on the engineering side.
Okay.
And so it's able to proactively go out and grab something and say, hey, this looks like it's a tier 1 asset. Do you agree, basically? And it does research, competitive and market research on
Does
that.
product tag it as a certain tier, or does it have criteria to be like, this seems like it's gonna
So
be a tier 1?
there is a tag, it's just our announce tag, that somebody on the product side said we should announce this. A lot of times that gets forgotten, and Cowork's actually helping me add the tag.
Cool.
So it'll every morning it gives me a digest of like, here's what's tier 1, here's what's tier 2, here's what's tier 3, if there's anything new. And then once something's ready to go into the process, it'll validate the tier. I'll say yes, no, and then it'll go grab the assets that it's tied to that tier, start creating them. It can go as far as like publishing in our Webflow. I don't let it publish, but
Wow.
it'll draft everything, draft in Webflow, draft in HubSpot, draft on LinkedIn, draft in Slack.
For like an announcement, essentially.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And it'll draft like internal documentation, why this matters to our sales team, why this matters to our CS team. And so, that can all happen very quickly. It still probably takes a day or two to kind of the back and forth and, refining it and communicating it all. But
Yeah.
I've loved that use case because I like the combination of the research being built in, the human in the loop still,
Yeah.
and then the actual like execution of doing some of the work. It's just like, it's a very nice balance of human and AI power.
Yeah. And does that and you were saying you're building stuff a ton, like
Yeah.
your product. So it's like you're literally seeing those every day.
Yeah, every day I get a Slack notification every morning. It's
Wow.
and it's good too because it can also tell if something gets behind or is ahead of pace or I don't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
about.
Does that feel like it replaces like the roadmap? Like you almost don't need to see, or can you just query basically to be like, what's next coming up on the roadmap?
So we've struggled with this at OpenDate because we're moving so fast. Like our roadmap all of a sudden gets condensed.
Yeah.
Like things that used to take 6 months to build are now taking 3 weeks.
Wow.
And so it's like, we don't have like we know like broadly what we want to build, but we work on weekly sprints, basically. We call them cycles. And we don't have a real refined roadmap, but we're also all kind of like okay with that right now because it's working. But I think that's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, the shift in like product marketing. Like the bottleneck used to be building the product, and if that's not the bottleneck anymore, like what is a roadmap? Like, you know, like how far out does it need to go?
I guess it just depends on if customers are like asking for it or whatever. Like,
and
when's this thing coming?
So OpenDate was launched out of 45 needing it. So customer zero has been embedded in our business since the, day one.
It was almost custom built for a customer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's like part of our DNA to be like so customer led that almost everything we built, like I can't think of anything we build that's not like a customer requested it first.
When going back to your co-work stuff that you have all set up, like, what would you say the amount of effort and like time it took to actually get that all set up for the first time? So you're like, now we can just go.
Yep. So I would say I was late to like using AI beyond just like a glorified search engine and like a chat bot, basically.
Yeah.
I was doing that for a really long time. And then when co-work was released, I was like, because our team was using Claude Code so much, I was like, I'm just not technical enough to do that.
Yeah.
And then when co-work was released and it was kind of like, this is Claude Code for non-technical folks, I was like, I'm going to make sure I don't get behind on that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it took me, when it was released, everybody on Twitter was like, here's how to get set up in 20 minutes on Claude Co-work. Yeah. And so I actually followed one of those. And I spent a Sunday, like it literally only took me like 15 minutes to get set up. And then I was tinkering around with it a little bit. And then that following Monday, the aha moment for me where I was like, this is a game changer, is it can connect to your browser and it can, control your browser. I had to build a workflow in HubSpot. And I like asked coworker, I was like, can you go build this workflow for me? And or I asked coworker to go build a workflow in HubSpot, kind of not knowing, if it could or not.
Yeah.
And watching it actually do work like on my computer, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like it can do that, really deep, really hard work while I go work on some tasks that are also on my to-do list. And to me, that was a light bulb moment of like, okay, this is different. And so I made sure the rest of the marketing team got on it, and we've really at OpenDate across the organization adopted to it. But it took me, so I felt like I was really far behind, but then when I had that light bulb moment, I went, I tried, and I still am trying to be really making sure I'm staying up to date with what's happening there. But that was probably, co-work was released 3 months ago, and it was probably right around then when I really started power using it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Oh, you hit it while just...
I know, but I was just lined up. What? Yeah. There is this weird still, like, I don't want to fully automate my work.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I didn't actually... This friend of mine yesterday was saying, like, Betty Crocker, when they first came out with cake mixes, their target audience is like these housewives or whatever in the 50s. Yeah. And I guess originally it was like, in a box, add water, that's it. It like spiked, and then people were like, no sales, people hated it.
Add the eggs, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So there's this thing where it's like, they don't feel like it's their cake. Yeah. And they can be proud of it, and they don't feel like they did anything, and their identity is tied to it. It's like so the same with marketing. Because then they're like, okay, let's add eggs and oil, even though that was kind of unnecessary. Right. And now they feel like it's their cake.
That's crazy.
And so I feel like we do that with AI, where it's like, yes, it did the research, but I gave it what to research, or I gave it like the right words to use, or like that kind of stuff.
I forget what it was, but like I've kind of gotten to the point where I take a great amount of pride in the prompting. Like I was working on a project and somebody was like I was explaining how I used AI for it, because we're trying to share it across the team as much as possible. And I was like, I spent probably an hour to 90 minutes building the prompt. Yeah. And then the work got done in 2 hours total, but it wasn't just like this easy like, oh, go do this AI. It's like I really had to like think and do some research even for the prompt. Yeah, it's just such a weird, like, not apologizing for using AI, but also like understanding how to insert yourself into it to make it as valuable as possible.
And it is a cultural thing. Like
Totally.
So like if your leadership is like, we want this, that matters. And then it's also like, do you apologize to the audience in a way? Or like, do you hide that, it's AI built? If you're making internal research stuff is different, but if it's like, I mean, we've produced and shipped fully AI like video. Yeah. And it's like good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel this kind of like, do we want to tag this as like, this is AI?
It's like the
you know?
the USDA organic sticker. And I think like there's actually, so I used to talk about this in the juice, like I think sometimes people conflate organic with healthy.
True.
And that's not necessarily the case. It can be incredibly unhealthy and just like organic
not
sugar,
used with
right?
Pesticides.
And I think and I think like AI can be that way too, where like just because it's AI created doesn't mean it's bad. It could mean it's incredibly good.
True.
And just because it's human written content doesn't mean it's good content. It could be incredibly bad content, right? And I think like we'll eventually like figure all that out, but there is this weird moment in time where there's so much psychology tied to it all.
Yeah. It's not. Gosh dang it. Go in.
So good, dude. Great chip. That's good.
Dude. Good par.
Thank you.
Good playing.
Nice playing
That
with
was
you,
fun,
man. That was really fun.
That was awesome. Yeah. We should do this more often.
Yeah, for sure.